What's up, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And this week, we're back out here in the shed. We've got some PayDirt from the Miners Rally to go through. We got some dirt we picked up from BlackJacks metal detectors. A little, I think about a 1 grammer or so. Paid about $100 for it. And we're going to go through it today and see what kind of goodies are inside, what kind of treasures we can find. So stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're gonna find us some gold.
Shed in the back, old dreams in the dark. Dig Daddy's out there with a fire in his heart. Pay dirt on the table, sifting through the night. Glitter in his eyes, everything feels right. Hand in the water, fingers in the mud. Buckets full of promise, gold in the blood. Gear on the bench, tools of a trade. Hustling through the silence, riches to be made.
All right, it is time for some Miners Rally PayDirt. We got this little can of dirt from the at the Miners Rally from BlackJacks metal detector. Paid about $100 for it, and got to pick it out right there on site. Grabbed this one and said this is going to be the one, and today we're going to find out if that's the case. So I'm excited, so I think let's just get right to it. Now, if you're not familiar with BlackJacks metal detectors, they're right here in Renton, Washington. Downtown, you can find them. They got all sorts of prospecting gear there, so if you need anything, stop by, check them out. Tell Chris Dig Daddy sent you, and he'll take care of you. Make sure you get exactly what you need. Let him know where you're going, and he probably knows what the best gear to use where there is. So check it out, check them out. But right now, we're going to check out this dirt. So let's get right to it. I don't have a description page up for you, but again, $100. Boom. Let's get to it. Let's hop over to the bench and take a look at this dirt. All right, we're back here on the bench. We got a little metal bin. Why? Because that's what I wanted to use. Pouring it out. I'm already seeing some treasures falling out. Big chunky stuff. All right, let's go hunting. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can get a good view of what we find as we find it. First things first. First thing that caught my eye was this little cute little pendant. A little golden, probably plated or just colored, whatever. Either way, a little clamshell pendant. Kind of a cool little thing to find. Woohoo! I found a wizard. Found the little wizard man. I can find a cool rock to find, to put him on. He can hang out with Miner Bob in the ass. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, I found something. Quarter? 1956. I believe that's all silver. I'll have to look that up. But we got a 1956 quarter. Doesn't look like there's any mix of metal in it. But like I say, we'll have to look it up to see exactly what we found. Definitely have found silver coins in his PayDirt before. All right, other than that, there are some jelly beans in here. I usually don't waste much time with jelly beans unless there's just a prolific amount of them. And there's really not, just a little scattering, so I'm probably not going to worry about those. They'll classify out with everything else. All right, but this is what we're working with. This is the dirt we have. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. These are the inclusions we found. Cute little clam pendant, the wizard, and a silver quarter. 1955. Let's go to the Google. See what a 1955 quarter is all about. $1955 is a rare find with a clear date. This coin could be worth up to $17 to $36. 14 to 36, depending on the quality. Yada, yada, yada. This one is definitely circulated. It's got a little wear patina on it from being in the elements, in and out of pockets. It's worn down. But, hey, man, it's silver, and it's probably worth about 14 to 20 bucks. That's pretty sweet. All right. So that's what we got over there. Now, this is what we got right here. I don't see any big chunkies of gold jumping out saying, hey, look at me real quick. So, probably going to be just a bunch of little pieces to deal with. This is all mostly sand and a little bit of over 1/4 inch. The over 1/4 inch stuff is really just the jelly beans. Those are going to roll right out of the sluice. So I say, forget classification today. Let's just run it how it is right here and go get our gold. Let's just get to it. Come on. Let's go do that. All right. We got this dirt ready to go. The sluice is flowing, the smoke is rolling, and I say let's just get right to it and find our gold. So, as always, this is the part where I'm going to speed things along and listen to some songs, and we'll be right back once we've got our dirt out of this gold. All right, let's get to it. Alright, we are done running, and now it is time to see what we find. So, let's tighten the screen down so it doesn't fall off on me. I hate when that happens. Let's turn off. Let's get our first peek. Ooh, alright. So I already see... Alright, so you can already see a nice little picker right there. Another one right over there. Nice big chunky pieces of gold in there. And of course there's going to be some more smaller flakes down below. So I'm excited, and let's get this cleaned up. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, there's your gold, baby. Look at that nice, big, chunky gold that we found. Big old pebbles. Not a lot of big, not a lot of little stuff, all over the place, but there's definitely these nice 2, 3, 4 pickers in there. That's going to make up a lot of weight. So I'm going to get this all snuffered up. I'm going to go back, make sure there's nothing left behind in the tailings. Usually there's like a flake maybe or so. But then we'll get this dried up and then be right back to weigh it out. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. We got this gold all dried up. BlackJack metal detectors out of Renton, Washington. Shop local. Make sure to support your local prospector shop if you got one, because they're going away. A lot of them is gone, and there's not many left. But let's check out this dirt, or this gold we found in this dirt. Miner Bob and the ass are by. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. So we got 0.556. 0.555. We're going to lock it in right there. 555 of a gram of gold. A little bit over half gram. All right. Well, there you go. I'm going to take a couple pictures of this gold so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll be right back with my final words and ROI. Welcome back. Alright, yeah, BlackJacks metal detectors, little can of PayDirt. We'll talk about the dirt, then we'll talk about the gold, as we do. The dirt was not a whole bunch of it. It was enough to fit in this little can, maybe about a pound, give or take. I should have probably weighed it out, but it was a jar of dirt, is how much was in there. Not a huge amount. It was a very familiar dirt for me. Being from here, from Washington, I know he gets his dirt from the area. So very familiar for me. The kind of pay dirt that I love. There was some extra stuff mixed in there. Some little jelly bean rocks. Not a whole bunch. Not a bunch of overwhelming and weird looking. Just a few polished quartz. Maybe some tiger's eye. I didn't save any of that, but... if you have little ones when you're going through this, maybe they might find a little extra enjoyment picking those out. Aside from that, we also found this silver quarter, 1955 quarter. This little pendant, I have no idea what it's worth, or if it's, if it's like gold, or if it's just plated. I don't see any stamps on it, so I don't think it's actually gold. So I think its value is just a cool little thing. That was shiny in PayDirt. Sometimes that's cool things to find. Shiny things in PayDirt. It's like somebody left it behind at the river and now it's yours. And then of course the cool little wizard. I'm gonna have to find him a rock to rest on. Maybe some really cool crystal that he can sit on top of. Glue him to it. He can surf the shadow quartz. I think all my biggest gems are shadow quartz. This one actually I think works well. Put them on there with the smoky quartz. Smoky quartz, not shadow quartz. I was making it sound way cooler than it is. Oh shit! This side is actually pretty sick. Set them up like that somehow. There, it's focusing on me, so you guys couldn't even see how cool this thing looks with the smoky quartz multi-terminated tips. This didn't come in there, so don't think it did. But the little guy is what we're talking about. I'm just saying he would look cool on here. I was thinking about putting him on this side, but that side's a little bit boring when you flip it over and you realize, oh crap, there's all of these little terminated ends. So I don't know. I'll figure out somewhere to put him. piece of quartz maybe. Anyways, we'll find him a home. But aside from that, that was it. Those were the two major inclusions. The dirt was all easy enough to go through. A little bit of black sand in there, a little bit of heavy magnetics. So keep your magnet handy. But other than that, all pretty easy to go through. Not an overwhelming amount of black sands, just a little bit to give you a nice little challenge. Very natural pay dirt otherwise. I mean, that is that pay dirt naturally. It's a challenge. But not too much. So have fun going through it. I certainly did. And the inclusions that were found were all pretty dang cool. So yeah, next let's go on to the gold. The gold. That's why you're here, really, isn't it? It's why I'm here. So what we wound up finding was we'll get to the numbers in a minute. The gold itself was all really, there was 4 main pieces in there, 4 little pickers, 1 little nugget boulder, and then a couple that were a little bit smaller, and then there was 1 little specimen piece. I don't know why we call them specimen pieces. It was gold that was quartz encrusted gold or gold encrusted quartz. It was a little piece of rock that had some gold on it, so it wasn't 100% gold, but people call those specimens. I don't call that a specimen. I call it a rock with gold on it. A specimen is something you might want to put on a display. Little itty chunky chunks like that. That's not quite the same. But they do look cool, and that's why people like to see those. So it was cool to see that. Aside from those 4 core pieces, there was a few littler pieces, and then a few little pieces of fly poop, little itty bitties. Not a whole lot of either of those. Most of the weight that was in there was those 4 main pieces. But it was all really nice. Let's go ahead and throw the numbers up. I know that's what you're waiting for, and let's go over it. I paid $100 for the can. I bought this in person at this show, and he told me, "Hey, I got a deal for you." You know, he knows me, so he gave it to me a little bit cheaper than he was selling them for, and it was $100. What we wound up finding there was 0.555 of a gram of gold, so just a hair over a half a gram, and that's going to have a today value of about $72.90, and that's going to give us an that's going to give us an ROI of 73%, which ain't too bad. Now, if you're going to factor in the inclusions as well, and in this case, you definitely should, because one of those inclusions is literally a little hunk of silver. There's a 55 quarter, and the reason they're worth how much they are is because at the core, it's a silver quarter. And very, very cool to have. You could sell it for melt. If it was a really nice specimen, it might pull a little bit more. I did see some when I was Googleizing it. Anywhere from 14 to 25. Because this one's a little bit rough, definitely been circulated. It's seen some shit, man. It may have played a few pinball games. I'm going to say it's going to be worth a little bit less, not below that $14, but I'm going to say maybe around 17. So between that and the wizard and the little thingamabob, I'm going to call this overall bag around 87% ROI with that extra value that was included there. Which is great. That's a really good ROI for some dirt to pick up in person. Didn't have any shipping, anything like that. And BlackJacks, supporting local is always something that I suggest doing if you can. And so happy to do it. I wish he had this in the store more often. He says it's really hard to keep in stock because, man, people want gold, and if there's gold in here to be had, they're snatching it up. I know I would be. When I got that itch and I don't want to ship, I would just head down there and pick up a can. But he doesn't always have it in stock, so luckily when you can catch him at one of the minor shows, gold shows in the area, he usually tries to bring some. So that's really cool, and I was glad to have been able to pick up a can. And I'm going to have to stop in there maybe this week and see if he has any more. But overall, I had a really good time going through this dirt. I think if you catch him and he has some, you should pick one up and you're going to have a good time as well. I've always had a great time going through these dirts, and the ROI varies. You know, I've gotten as high up as around 100% plus inclusions. And this is on the lower end at 73%, which is still pretty damn good ROI. So no complaints. Absolutely had a great time here. And I think if you're in the area, stop in, see if he has any PayDirt. If you catch him at a miner show, absolutely take a moment, see what he's got. Even if you're just looking for some miner prospector hardware gear, he's got you covered. So go check him out. BlackJack metal detectors. Say hi to Chris. Tell him Dig Daddy sent you, and get what you need. He's got you covered. All right. Other than that, that's all I got for you, man. This is Dig Daddy here. Go check me out, backyardprospecting.com. Go check out the Prospector shop, and I'll try to get some stuff in there if I don't have anything in there now. If it's empty, go check out the swag shop. Pick yourself up a Backyard Prospecting t-shirt of one of the varying designs that I have there. Maybe a hat, a sweater. It's getting cold. Bundle up. Stay warm. Get out to the river, but don't freeze your butt off. Stay warm. Get yourself some gear, and I got you covered in the swag shop, so go check that out. Otherwise, just don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Give me that like. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button so you don't miss any of my future content. Go check out my previous content because I got a shitload of videos to watch over reviews, gear reviews, or just screwing around. So go check that out. And don't forget, join us 5 p.m. Monday nights Pacific for BSing in the Shed, where we hang out, BS, run some dirt, find some gold, and I give it away to one lucky viewer. So be there or you don't get nothing. But if you do be there, you at least have a good time. So check it out, 5 p.m. Monday nights Pacific. All right. Now that is it. That's really all I got for you. So, as always, if I don't see you out at the river, I will catch you in the backyard. Peace. Peace. Hey, hit the button. Shoot. Hey. Show's over, man. Go get out of here. Like I'm trying to get out of here. You guys got to leave or I can't shut this thing off. Here, click there for some more PayDirt reviews. I know I was talking about it. They're right there. Click there for the PayDirt. Click right there for the gear reviews and click around here somewhere and you can subscribe. All right, cool. Get out of here. Go home.